Hello, I'm Colin Sullivan.
And I'm Lindsay Mills.
And this is Almost Live, a weekly show designed to give you the who's who and what's what of Telluride in Mountain Village.
On this week's episode, we'll be welcoming a few special guests, including Stanya Gorraiz of Steamy's Burger Bar and Dawson White, a local biologist that was born and raised in Telluride. You'll also find a very special musical performance.
We're going to be joined by Catherine Warren for her Warren Commission on the local music and entertainment scene. And then we're going to do some seated hip opening asanas on Yoga with Barbara. And the wine geek food freak, Mr. Patrick Agans, is going to do a lovely roasted red pepper dish for us.
Then we'll go over to Ryan and Becca at Fuel Telluride for an all-new Fuel Up. And we'll head over to the Wilkinson Public Library for an all-new device advice.
We're going to see a profile on another new Telluride truffle. This one is called the Black Diamond. And then we have a couple of retro rides for you. The first one is local rapper Lionel Starr, otherwise known as Lift Ticket, doing his famous footrest. And then the next one is going to be on our native son, Mr. Gus Kenworthy, who won a medal in the 2014 Olympics. He's currently biking across California for HIV and AIDS research.
But for now, over to Colin and Catherine for this week's Warren Commission.
And here we are on the couch.
Yes.
With the lovely Catherine Warren for a special edition of the Warren Commission.
I feel like I've graduated up in the Almost Live world because this is
Which
my
is weird,
first
you're
episode.
Sitting down. You're sitting down, but you graduated up.
Correct. This is the place to be, though.
That's right.
When you're on Almost Live.
Punch those couch tickets, baby. Tell us what's going on, because it is March. It is still snowing. What? There's a ton of people in town.
It's still snowing, and there's a ton of fun to be had. I was, sort of doing my beat sheet and my list of events and just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, it's unending. It's not ending
It
at
always
all,
feels
but
like
it's so
this.
fun.
It always feels like this in March for all of us in this industry because it's a constant flow all the way till when the mountain closes.
And as of this weekend, 4 more weeks left of fun. So we're just going to cram as many events in there as possible.
And then the mountain shuts down. We put the rope up at the edge of town. And you got to go somewhere else. You got to go to Durango.
So Friday night, a great band of local women. They're reggae artists. They're called Dandelions. They made their debut last year at the Opera House, opening for Niceness. They play at 6 p.m. at the Phoenix Bean. So that's free music. Go grab food, drink. They've got their $21 wine and steak special, which is great. Listen to some great music. And then head on over to the Opera House for Niceness. Telluride's very own reggae band, and they will be on air later in the show.
Yeah, and just in case you don't like reggae, they're kind of in everything. They're like reggae, they're like funk, they're like early soul. They're really great.
They're so fun, and they've played at the Opera House last 2 winters, and they sell out. And people think, it's a local band, I can walk up and grab tickets. You can probably not. It will probably sell out. So buy them in advance online at SheridanOperaHouse.com, and that shows at 9 p.m.
And you're going to be talking to them later in the show,
yes,
right?
Yes, I am.
Right.
Yeah, checking in with them, seeing what they're up to. Also on Friday night, reggae might not be for everyone, or you might get shut out of the Opera House show. And Telluride Brewing Company is hosting Russell Kelly Pale Ale Day at the Liberty.
Yes, RKPA.
Yes. So doors open at 7. They're going to be playing some adventure films from 7:30 to 9:30. And then Joint Point, another fabulous local band, plays at 10 p.m. And tickets are $10 at the door.
There's a lot of parties this weekend, folks. Just be careful out there.
So if you're visiting and you're like,
Do not drive. No. We have no Uber. Make plans in advance.
Yeah. Well, the gondola is open till 2 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. But if you're visiting from out of town and you think, I really want a taste of Telluride, like local flavor, local fun.
That is
Friday night. Friday night, Opera House or Bean or Liberty, and you will get that taste of what makes Telluride so special. On Saturday night, Telluride Gold Kings play at the same 6 p.m. slot at the Phoenix Bean, and then Spadefoot, which is a project of local musician Miles Adams. I'm 90% sure that is his name.
I think it's Miles Adams.
Okay, great. Yeah. I just sort of drew a blank in the back of my head.
I love the name. I love his name.
Yeah. So he plays at 10 p.m. at the Liberty that Saturday. And then usually Sunday's like our break day. Not this year, because you know why? It's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, guys, I had forgotten about that. This weekend is something else.
Yes. So, I don't know about...
Just get your IV bags ready, kids.
Yeah.
You got to make it to work on Monday.
Take your multivitamins.
Holy moly. Thank God I'm in a show this weekend. Go on.
So, Galactic plays at the Sheridan Opera House on both Sunday and Monday. So, March 17th and 18th. I think people might be a little bleary-eyed on 18th, but never miss a Sunday or Monday show, because Galactic's amazing.
Don't quit life till Tuesday, kids, because this is a big weekend. Galactic is amazing.
Yes.
Niceness will sell out. Galactic will sell out.
Yes, so last I checked in with the girls at the Opera House, Galactic on Sunday night is selling better just because it's St. Patrick's Day, but the 18th, it will certainly sell out, and the 18th will probably sell out, but not as quickly as the Sunday night show. So if you're on spring break, I would really suggest that Monday show. Tickets are available online at SheridanOperaHouse.com. And then looking into next week, it literally is unending. Next Thursday, a fabulous singer-songwriter who's been through the area before named Jackson Emmer plays at the Show Bar, and that's at 8 p.m. That's the downstairs area of the Sheridan Opera House. And then Thursday night in Mountain Village at Club Red, Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. The doors open at 7:30.
Very good, yeah.
If you happen to catch the film, just a little production called A Star Is Born. With Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Gaga.
Lucas Nelson is the son of Willie Nelson, and they were the backing band in every performance that happened in that show. So,
and Promise the Real is a good name, because that is
incredible.
real.
So those tickets are for realsies going to sell out, maybe by the time we air, but who knows? So I want to mention it. You can go to clubredtelluride.com to check out tickets. And I personally am very sad I'm going to be out of town and I'm missing Lucas Nelson.
I know, you'll get him though. He'll come back.
Yeah. Well, he might be too big to come back after this gig. We'll see.
They always come back, Catherine. Hey, can I throw in a plug really quickly?
Sure.
Speaking of selling out,
Yeah.
you just reminded me. Burlesque is coming up at the end of the month, which is Telluride Theater's Burlesque. You can go on TellurideTheater.org and get tickets, but it's going to sell out. And I know people always want tickets at the last minute, and we have no more to give. So it's not sold out on any of the nights yet. All the tables are sold out for all the nights already. So please go online and get those if you want them.
Because I'll be working the door for you at that show, and I don't want to turn you away. So
Ex-burlesquer folks. Catherine Warren, you mentioned a couple other things that we might go to if this is not informative enough for you. Written by a lovely person that we both know named Catherine Warren.
Oh, that's me.
Yes, that is you. What else? What else are those things?
I write the Warren Commission in the Watch newspaper. It's a weekly music column out each Thursday. I'm gonna go home and write that tonight after work. And I also compile the Beat Sheet, which is a list of all events happening. So there's some great local shows happening that we don't have enough time to cover now in this space, but it's all in the Watch newspaper, and the new issue is out every Thursday.
Beat Sheet in the Warren Commission. Catherine Warren, thanks a lot for showing your lovely face around here again and telling us all about the events.
Well, thanks for having me on the couch finally, Colin. These years later.
You've graduated. You've graduated. Folks, we're going to go to the Wine Geek Food Freak, Mr. Patrick Legans, for a roasted red pepper dish, and then we're going to see a profile on Telluride Truffle's Black Diamond Truffle, followed by me sitting on this very couch here with Miss Stanya Gorraiz, a local restaurateur, mom, and actress. It's all coming up.
Hi, I'm Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak. Today I wanted to show you something with the red bell pepper. Part of the bell pepper family, obviously. Green peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, red peppers, all part of the same pepper. Just different stages of ripeness. So I'm going to bake these in the oven, 375 degrees, until the skin blisters off. All right, now I think our peppers are done. I'm going to grab these little hot suckers. Yeah! All right, they look perfect. Put them in a bowl. I like putting a little plastic wrap over the top. That's going to increase the humidity, and when they cool down, it's going to make it really easy to peel. All right, now we're back. I let the red bell pepper sit for about 20 minutes. Now they're cool enough to handle. I'm going to take the pepper. I'm going to peel the skin off. Comes off nice and easy. See how easy that is? I like to have 2 bowls ready because I don't want any seeds. All right, now I've peeled and seeded all the peppers. They're all about thumb width apart. I'm going to take some garlic. I'm going to thinly slice that. 1 per pepper, basically. Put those right there. Take a little extra virgin olive oil. that. Nice healthy pinch of salt. And a little parsley. And then I'm gonna mix these up by hand. And I'm gonna do this for about 3 or 4 minutes. When they first named peppers, it was Christopher Columbus actually. And at the time, back in Europe, black pepper was all the rage and garnered a lot of money. So even though this is part of the Caspian family, in fact, a fruit, they still named it peppers just so it would have a better market value. All right, we're coming to a close here. I'm gonna take my peppers, put them right like that. Great for a little cocktail party. Put some of that garlic right on top. I'm gonna take a little parsley just for decoration. Sprinkle that on there. And there you have it, roasted red peppers. Until next time, remember all you need is good ingredients, some care, and a minute of your time, and you can eat like me, Patrick Legans, the wine geek, food freak.
Hi, I'm Patty Denny. I'm the founder and creator of Telluride Truffle. I would like to introduce you to the 14er, which is made up of 14 different truffles, all representing mountain life. And today, I would like to talk about Black Diamond. Black Diamond is what we call our most radical ski slopes. Those are the ones that you better be really good if you go down. Black Diamond is our most radical truffle.
Well, it's got a milk chocolate shell, bittersweet inside, and it's got the tequila. It's definitely like the margarita of the chocolate world.
Tequila in chocolate, who knew? I had no idea it would taste this good, but I tried it one day and oh my goodness, it is fantastic. You're gonna love Black Diamond.
And that was Telluride Truffle's Black Diamond Truffle. You can catch that in their 14er pack. Lovely, lovely chocolate stuff. Speaking of things to eat, here we are with Stanya Gorraiz. She is not a thing to eat necessarily, but she is a local restaurateur, and she has one of the tastiest burgers that I've ever had, certainly in any ski town, but in general now.
Thank you, Colin.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that yet.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about Steamies yet. Well, what I'm going to talk about first, because you've been here for quite a while.
Yes, 11 years.
Yeah, and so, what brought you to Telluride?
It's super cheesy. Are you sure you want to hear?
Yes.
Okay. So my family was coming here. I spent every single year since I was little between Christmas and New Year's in Telluride.
Oh.
My dad's a retired dentist. He and a whole bunch of dental guys and medical guys had a big dental convention every single year coming from Arizona. And so Telluride was like a second home. It was always this magical, special place. And when I was in high school, I actually ran into James on the street. He also being on vacation.
James,
my husband.
Being your husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was 15, he was 16. Sound of Music.
I don't know this story at all.
Yeah, I'm 16. No. So anyway, we met on the street. And turned out we went to rival high schools, lived 5 minutes from each other, went to the same church. Just like lives were totally parallel and didn't know it.
But you met in Telluride?
In Telluride.
Okay.
Yeah. And so went back and, again, we were in high school. Dated on and off. I went off to college at USC in California. He went to school in Ohio. We both went abroad. 9 years of on-off being everywhere. And then we finally got married. And we were like, you know what? We were always vacationing in Telluride. We're like, we should either move there now before we get kids up and into everything, or wait until we're empty nesting. And life just kind of decided that it's time to just go for it. So we moved to Telluride.
And we're going to talk about a lot of things that you've done since being here.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you and James have done together, potentially your greatest achievement, is you have 4 children.
Yeah, right.
And somehow are able to dress yourselves in the morning.
Yeah.
And they're lovely. You're we'll talk about this a little later. You're in a local theater production that Telluride Theater is putting on. But your son, who has taken the SATs 7 times on his own, your eldest? Or
yes, Max.
Max, your eldest is pushing the platform for the. He's on set crew for it as well.
Total theater guy. Yeah, all my kids really. We push. My background's graphic design and marketing. Mm-hmm. So, and James is landscape design and contracting, and we both kind of come from this really artistic place. And I've always felt that arts, whether it's actual, painting and sculpting and that kind of art versus all kinds of medias, theater, everything is so important and lacking in a lot of the school programs. And so we really push that aspect with our kids, and they've all embraced it. They're all like great theater kids. They all love to draw and paint, and so yeah.
How has it been having 4 children? The age ranges are what?
So oldest is 16, 2 boys, 16, 15, and then 2 girls, 12 and 5. Okay. And it's kind of a running joke, like the way there's dog years, versus human years.
Yes.
Telluride number of kids versus normal people, kids.
Yes.
So having like 1 kid versus, in Telluride is like having 2. In any other place.
That's
having
right.
4 is like having like 19 and counting.
Yes.
I should have my own reality show at this point.
You should.
Yeah.
It's like you and Phil Rivers. He's the quarterback for San Diego or the Chargers, or whatever. He has like 9 kids.
Right.
But he's been like in San Diego, and he's a quarterback, so he can just pay somebody to watch them.
Yeah.
So you guys had decided after having 4 kids and moving here and being in this beautiful place of your dreams that you didn't have enough to do. Right. So then you became restaurateurs.
Right. So we're always kind of foodie people. Like we love to, when we were living in Phoenix, which is where we spent the first portion of our time, and both natives of Phoenix. We loved identifying corners and being like, what would be great here? What would really work there? And I had a sister that started a restaurant, and we were kind of involved again. I was involved in like more of the marketing side, and we helped develop like, we'd be sitting around the table and she'd be saying, what would make a good appetizer? Or what would be this? What would be that? So I worked a lot on menu development with her as well, and then watched the whole thing come to fruition and be successful in the middle of Phoenix.
So like any really good restaurateur, you had actually gone through that process in some ways with somebody.
Exactly. Like I'd watched her and her group do it and been a part of it, and always just been really intrigued by it. And it just fueled the whole idea. Like I must have in my mind had like 7 different concepts that I thought would have been great in Phoenix before we decided to uproot everything and move.
So how did you land on we're going to do a burger bar?
Yes. So like you said, big family, and coming to Telluride and visiting all the time. Yeah. There's again just certain, like I always say, there's room for every single concept in every single place that's up and down Main Street in Telluride. Any kind of dining experience that you want to have is there and well represented. What we felt at the time 5 years ago wasn't well represented was something that was family friendly, good price point, high quality. Again, when we were coming with a family of 6 to come to Telluride, we don't always have 2 hours. Like, you've got a little one. Yeah. You're like, I got to wrap this thing up or we're about to lose it here under the table. So
yeah, Brown Dog is kind of like that, but it's pizza and it's tiny and it's sports. And so half of the thing is always filled with people watching sports.
Exactly.
So it's hard to get into.
That's what I mean. Or a baked in Telluride. Or there's plenty of places that you can get some of this done, but not necessarily enough representative of this particular type of category. So we just started looking at it and trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And we had taken a trip back east and had kind of been exploring burgers. Entering the burger market's a pretty ambitious thing, because how do you come across doing something different and authentic? It's pretty saturated. And we landed on wanting to try to do something a little bit healthier, but what would that be? And we were back east and found a place in Connecticut that does steaming, but they do it in a much different way than we do. It was really thick meat. We went there and we tried it. It was really like a really thick piece of meat. They didn't have a whole lot of seasoning. We liked the idea behind it, but the execution wasn't as exactly like I wanted to replicate what they were doing. I was like, how do we expand on this? And I loved the whole idea of it being a little bit healthier for you without being so in your face. So
and you guys created, and so I guess I want to ask a lot of questions. I'm a giant fan, by the way, which is why we've agreed to interview Stanya today. We're getting paid in burgers. We really are. We're my wife and I are giant fans. It is it's a great burger. It's a lot like an In-N-Out burger. Yeah. In some ways, but almost like there's more to it in terms of like the bun and everything. And you were just telling me the other day that you guys had just like gotten new buns the other day.
Right. So it's always evolving. That's the thing. Like I never think you should really be totally settled in your craft. And so we're always kind of evolving things and pushing the boundaries and go and taste, to sit and taste the 12 different buns in one afternoon trying to figure out what you want to do. And do we butter it? Do we toast it? Do we this? Do we that? It's all Colorado local beef that we use out of a farm near Boulder.
Yes.
So again, we try to source really high quality ingredients. We're proud that we can say that. And the steaming process, again, it's healthier for you because you don't hold on to all of the fats and the toxins in the meat. All of that has the ability to leach out. When you're searing something on a grill top, you're searing all of that stuff into the meat. And a lot of people don't realize that. And you get a lot of carcinogenics and things going. I don't mean to say that, never eat a burger again. I'm just saying if you're going to have one, why not have something that's a little bit healthier for you? And it's better for the environment. We emit only 100% water into the atmosphere. And that's a legit thing. So it's a super green business as well that a lot of people don't realize. And we don't like to be so in your face with that. I don't want people to come and feel like I'm going to have a bamboo pick and some tofu today. That's great, but we want people to feel like you can indulge, but you can still have some healthy choices, some steamed veggies if you want, organic soda. If you're going to have a soda, why not have one that's organic? Yeah. Kind of goes with that whole thing. Right? Exactly. If you're going to have fries, we don't steam your fries. We fry your fries. We use a better oil. Just some of those choices, those are all intentional decisions that we make. And try to make it a super fun atmosphere for kids with board games, music, TVs, all that kind of stuff that
showing all the sports.
Yeah, exactly.
All the sports too. Folks, I have to tell you, get down there, West Colorado, right?
That's right. Right across from the courthouse on Main Street.
Right across from the courthouse on Main Street. Please go down there. You may or may not see me there. I'm there multiple times a week.
That's right.
I want to touch on this one last thing, which is you're in a local theater production as well now. You've jumped back into theater.
Right.
You're in Telluride theaters since I dreamed, but you're also wearing Dude and Bros, Get Real.
Yes.
And you've sort of come into the fold, and you're quite good at it.
Thank you.
Choreography, singing, you can kind of do everything. What's that like on the tail end with all this other stuff going on in your life, and why did you make a decision to do that?
So I had been doing some theater, like college, and a little bit of community theater in Phoenix before we moved here. I really loved it. Life just kind of enveloped me with everything that was going on with move, kids, and starting businesses. I came to Telluride and actually worked here with Telluride TV for a while and hosted a show called Uptown with Stanya Gorraiz. That was a really great experience, and I loved it. But again, life just kind of took me in a different direction. I really got focused on business and kids. And just this last year, I was like, you know what? I really miss that outlet for myself. I really feel like I want to have that back in my life. And so I decided to audition, and it's been so great. Like, I feel like I found myself again on the stage and with everyone that I get to work with. It's been really an awesome outlet for me. So I love it. The productions are awesome.
We love to have you.
Well, thank you.
And we do some weird stuff, so I'm glad
you're
here.
And I'm right there with you. I love being weird. It's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to Stanya Gorraiz for coming in.
Thank you.
Local mom, local restaurateur, local actress. You can find her at Steamy's. Go on down there right across from the courthouse.
That's right. Come down and get some burgers. And we also have a place called Shake and Dog Grub Shack up here at the mountain, which is hot dogs and milkshakes and all kinds of snacks that we've just started about 6 months ago. So we're just keeping on going. You never know what's going to happen next. We might have something else popping up too.
Stanya, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Colin.
Let's head over to one of our retro rides today. This is a music video by a local guy named Lionel Starr. This is called Footrest.
These days my snowboard friends seem to be putting on their skis again. Maybe it's a sign that we're getting older. All bad backs and injured shoulders. We don't ski as fast as we used to. Our days don't seem to last like they used to. Sometimes when I ski alone, I'll do 3 bushwhackers and go home. Cause 3 or 4 runs really all it takes. 3 or 4 runs and my body aches. And when I ride the chair, I just collapse in my seat. When I ride the chair, I wanna kick up my feet. Nowadays I like to put the footrest down. Nowadays I like to do the footrest. I do the footrest. I do the footrest. Nowadays I like to do the footrest.
Some people say I'm getting soft and maybe it's true. But everyone gets older, what's a skier to do?
I do the footrest. I do the footrest. Nowadays I like to do the footrest. Ain't no safety bar, yo. Just a skier taking a load off, you know what I'm saying? These days I don't ski stoned, cause these days I'm in the family ski zone, ripping up laps on peekaboo. Awesome rock, I think I'm done with you. I park in a heated garage. Heritage Plaza's where I keep my Dodge Caravan, minivan. But don't trip, skier, cause I'm still the man. My wife does Pilates, my kid does karate. But now when I do après ski, I drink hot toddies. Nowadays I like to put the footrest down. Nowadays I like to do the footrest. I do the footrest. I do the footrest. Nowadays I like to do the footrest.
Everything is different, but it's all still the same. You know I'm still a major player in the ski bum game.
Yo, I do the footrest. I do the footrest. Nowadays I like to do the footrest. Y'all mind if we put this down? Now getting older isn't all bad. I live life like I never have. I go from Bon Vivant to La Marmont. I get all the French onion soup I want. Hang with my lady at Alpino Vino. Now I'm making movies with Tarantino. I'm climbing up the ski bum ladder. I went from free box skis to custom Wagners. From Woodsies to a house in town. From PBR to face down brown. I've been known to even use the ski valet. And I ain't afraid to lower the bar these days, yo. Nowadays I like to put the footrest down. Nowadays I like to do the footrest. I do the footrest. I do the footrest. Nowadays I like to do the footrest.
Everything is different, but it's all still the same. You know I'm still a major player in the ski bum game.
I do the footrest.
I'm Gus Kenworthy, I'm 23 years old. I'm a professional free skier from Telluride, Colorado. Telluride is a destination. It's definitely not a stop along the way. It's a small town right at the end of a box canyon, just kind of surrounded by mountains. Really small community, about 2,000 year-round residents. It's really outdoorsy, people are adventurous, into just kind of activities, skiing, hiking, biking, whatever it is. So it was just an awesome place to grow up and definitely set the stage for me to be a professional skier. I feel very fortunate to have gotten to grow up in Telluride. I mean, for me, the best thing about Telluride is just the people. Telluride has an awesome community. It's small enough that you kind of know everybody, and that's sort of a good thing and a bad thing. But it's awesome. I mean, I have a lot of great friends that I think are really going to be lifelong friends that I grew up with there. We'd ski, we'd make little videos. I think that that was really kind of what sparked my love for skiing in the first place. Having a group of friends that I was out there with all the time, constantly pushing each other. And I think that that kind of camaraderie and that friendship is really sort of what sparked my love and definitely what kept me striving to get better. One of the coolest parts about growing up in Telluride and getting to go to school there is that during the winter season, there's a ski PE program. 2 days a week, you get to leave half day and go and ski with your friends from class and the kids that you're in school with, which is crazy. So instead of a traditional PE where you go and run around the court and play dodgeball or whatever, you get to go and actually go out on the mountain and ski. So from a young age, I was always able to kind of ski in the park with my friends on school days, which was insane. That's why I love skiing so much, is because of the connection that I had with it from an early age, and that has so much to do with my friends and like my brothers. And I mean, Telluride's one of the unique towns where it's actually a town at the base of a ski resort. You can literally ski into town. The high school is a 5-minute walk to the mountain, so it's really unique in that aspect. I started competing when I was like 13, and then, I don't know, things just started to build.
Gus Kenworthy coming into the bottom jump with the dub 12 blunt, puts it down. Yes. That was one of the sickest runs we have seen on this course.
Last year, made the Olympic team and was in Russia, got a silver medal, which is probably kind of like the climax of my career at the moment. It was crazy just kind of the support and the reaction that I got from the town. I mean, I came home after it to Denver, and my dad was like, you have to come back to Telluride, they want to have a parade for you. I was sort of nervous going to it, and I showed up, and it was literally like 5,000 people. Like, the street was flooded. I've never seen more people in town in my life. They honored me with like a street in town and a lifetime ski and golf membership, and it really just kind of goes to show me how much the community has support, not only for me, but just for all the kids that come from there. I mean, they say it takes a village to raise a kid, and I feel like Telluride's definitely a prime example of that. Skiing professionally has allowed me to travel to a lot of incredible locations and ski all over the world, and despite all of that, I still love being able to go home to Telluride and ski the mountain that I grew up on. The terrain's awesome, the people are awesome, and it just feels good to come home.
We hope you enjoyed that piece on Gus Kenworthy. He is biking across California over 500 miles to raise over $1 million for HIV and AIDS research. We'll have a link on our newsletter this week, and you can find it anywhere on our website as well. But right now, I'm with Dawson White. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Dawson grew up in Telluride and has returned to Telluride this past August. And tell us a bit about growing up in Telluride.
Ooh. A lot of
broad question.
A lot of retrospect.
Yeah.
I feel really lucky.
Yeah.
Looking back, like there's just so much freedom here, you know. And I've been in Chicago for the past 6 years, so it's polar opposites almost.
Not much skiing there.
No, not much skiing. So flat.
Yes.
And yet a great city. The thing is, it's just a big city.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, you know, my father started Telluride outside, so I grew up doing a lot of rafting and hiking around, fly fishing, and being back since August has been like reliving the whole dream again.
Bringing that childhood memory back a bit, getting outside.
Yeah, exactly. But also, you know, lifelong friendships.
Yeah.
It's good to see how everyone's doing nowadays, and still just like solid family that you get when you grow up here. Yeah. And so it's a
whole community
really
becomes
special
family
thing.
That way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you got to start in science really early on, and with the Pinhead Institute, in fact. Can you tell us a bit about your background?
In sure. I went to college in Boulder, but my first summer I got an internship sort of out of the blue via Ramona Gaylord, and she asked what I was interested in doing, and at that time it was traveling, trying to go back to South America, and that was fun. So it was immediately a way through Pinhead to connect an interest in biology with a desire to travel and just do some more exploring of the world. And it turned out to be a totally life-changing experience because of the setting and the other people that, you know, took me under their wing. My mentors down there, John Janovic specifically. He's over in Pueblo now. And it was, I mean, we get a lot of wilderness here, and it's so special with the mountains going into the canyon country, and yet, dropping into the foot of the Andes in the Amazon basin it's a totally different world.
And this was in Peru.
Yeah, this was in Peru.
Yeah, fantastic. So how much time did you end up spending down there?
3 months the first year, and then I went back for 6 months the second year.
Fantastic.
On more of just an independent research initiative.
Got it.
And while I was there, I was mostly just with a lot of Peruvian botanists. And, you know, John Janovic, my mentor, he was of course organizing, but he had a lot going on.
Yes.
So he was in and out, and we would go into the jungle every day and do a type of plant inventory method called a transect, in which you, sometimes it's a bit more systematic, and yet we were working our way through this one valley, and you stop somewhere and you run a 50-yard tape in a straight line through the forest and inventory, collect, document all the plants that were within 1 meter on either side of that tape going in a single direction.
Solid
all
process.
the trees. Yeah,
Yes.
and so I've done work here and in Alaska as well, and understanding plants has been a lot of fun for me. But when I was down there, it's like
Some major diversity.
there's some serious diversity, and just getting to know some of the families, not to mention any sort of higher level understanding of the diversity. Getting to know the families was a huge challenge in itself.
Yeah, and
in
you chose
Spanish.
you chose a specialization in Peru, and that was
I came back here and then I transferred to Colorado State University,
Got it.
where they have a more applied botany program.
I see.
And so I finished that up. But my primary interests sparking from that original internship were just our need to investigate and understand biodiversity, because in the tropics around the world, we still don't know how many plants are down there, which is surprising to me.
Yes.
And then not to mention, more of my field of study, trying to understand how the processes, the evolutionary processes through time, have shaped this diversity, and how different lineages of plants are diversifying through time, growing in size with more species, or undergoing a process of extinction, moving around the globe. Those are the types of investigations that really caught my attention, and that I did for my PhD studying the coca family.
Got it. And you just wrapped your PhD. You defended a couple weeks ago, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I was back in Chicago, and it was defensible.
Good.
I've got one scientific paper out now on my first chapter, and in being back in Telluride, my primary job has been writing.
Yes.
And of course finishing the dissertation, but the actual products in the world of science are peer-reviewed scientific articles. So still got a lot of work to do with that.
Yeah. But finding a home here in Telluride.
Finding a home here in Telluride is pretty much at the top of
The goal at this point, yes.
the agenda. Yeah. But that means getting a job here as opposed to going back into academia.
No doubt. So what does that look like for you as far as your goals for the coming months?
Well, my first goal is to hopefully, I just submitted a proposal for a postdoctoral fellowship to stay here, but just work on the computer and finish doing all these publications on coca. But the long-term vision is to, like I said, establish a job here in Telluride, and my expertise is within ecology and evolution. And of course, we have such remarkable natural resources all around us here, and we also have really excellent management and awareness of these resources. And yet, I would love to be able to combine education and outreach into a long-term research project that would focus on monitoring the forests and watersheds in this region in a way that isn't really being done. We have applied science going on, in that people come in here, organizations come and they do conduct research in the sense that they are monitoring, just inventorying what's here, and yet there's not the next level of understanding sort of the process that is ongoing through time, and active processes that are shaping the vegetation.
Right, and then education surrounding all of that as well.
Yeah, and then, like me working with Pinhead, just I could be in a role to try and bring in students from the Telluride district in the region in order to do the work that's being done around here right now with these contract works. So,
well, fantastic. It's amazing to see
it's an ongoing process, obviously.
Yes, no doubt. No doubt. Science always is. Well, it's lovely to see how Pinhead can come full circle as well. So
thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate
thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah. Well, Dawson is an exceptional example of community involvement here in Telluride. And speaking of the community, Telluride TV is a public access channel that depends on public support. We want to give a shout out to a few of our most generous supporters, including the Town of Mountain Village, Case, and the Telluride Ski and Golf Company. But now, over to Fuel Up with Becca and Ryan.
Hi, I'm Becca.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are Team Fuel.
And this is
Fuel Up.
So today we're going to work towards what's called a progression. A progression is just a series of exercises that help you achieve an exercise that might be difficult or something you're not used to. And today that's going to be a pull-up. Something that a lot of people want to do but struggle with. And for something that's so widely prescribed, it's pretty difficult. So what we're going to show you is an accessory exercise that will help you with the upper back mobility, also help with your posture and your scapular retraction in order to help you with your pull-ups and just your posture in general. So Becca's going to get down on the floor. This is called a reverse snow angel. She's on her stomach. And what we're going to bias here is external rotation. That's why her thumbs are up. So see, when my thumb's up, my shoulders externally rotate. We're trying to battle all that internal rotation from desks and phones, etc. So she's got her thumbs up, biasing external rotation. Her upper back is lifted, and she's going to squeeze her shoulder blades and make a snow angel motion, back down all the way towards her hips. Look at that tension. She's got really good tension in her back as she slowly comes back. And for this exercise, I'd be more concerned with time as opposed to reps. I would say 30 to 45 seconds of time under tension here. Great mobility exercise that Becca's showing us here. And all that is gonna help you with your pull-ups. So we're gonna move towards a pull-up negative, which is our next exercise in the progression. And all this is in most exercises, or all exercises, you're a lot stronger in the eccentric or the negative motion. You just have a lot more strength there. So Becca stood up on the bench. She's gonna use a little momentum to get herself up above the bar. Her shoulders are retracted, good positioning, and she's slowly gonna lower herself down and work on that negative portion of the pull-up. And then reset, use your feet, head back up to the position. I would say rep range is anywhere from 6 to 8, whatever you can get. She's taking a nice long time getting down. You don't necessarily have to take that long. I'd say 3 to 4, 5-second lowering is perfect.
I like that one.
Good job. So now we're ready for an actual pull-up. We're gonna display both types of pull-ups, a chin-up, which is an underhand supinated grip, and a regular pull-up, which is a pronated grip overhand. Generally speaking, the chin-up is a little bit easier for people, although there's benefits to it as well. You get a deeper lat stretch and a little more engagement, so both are good. If you're starting, maybe start with a chin-up and work towards a pronated grip. So Becca's gonna demonstrate a chin-up first. She wants about a shoulder width grip, and that's an underhand grip. She's gonna hop up on the bar, dead hang. We are concerned with range of motion, so she's at full extension here. She's gonna retract her shoulder blades and pull up. That's a perfect pull-up right there. Chin over the bar, and notice she's got that retraction of her shoulders. And let's do one more. No kipping, that's a perfect strict pull-up right there. So we're gonna progress to a full-on pronated grip pull-up, the most difficult of the standard pull-ups.
You know, Ryan, I think you might be the one to demonstrate this. I think all of us are wondering if you can even do it.
I'm not sure. Let's give it a shot.
I think so.
Okay.
So Ryan's gonna step up to the bar here, wide grip, a little wider than the shoulders. And again, his goal is retraction of the shoulder blades. When he's attempting to get to the bar, it's chest to the bar as opposed to the chin over the bar that a lot of people try to achieve. Go ahead, Ryan. Notice how the chest is coming to the bar and he's retracting the shoulder blades as opposed to rounding and just struggling. Let's try another one, Ryan. Nice. Perfect form. Again, not kipping, swinging, but doing the hard work. Nice job, Ryan.
Thanks.
I think you've gained a little bit of confidence with our viewers.
Oh, I'm glad. I was worried. Well, thanks, Becca. Good job on your pull-ups.
And thank you for joining us on Fuel Up.
Hi, my name's Gloria.
And my name's Hank.
And you are watching Device to Device, brought to you by Wilkinson Public Library. And today, we're going to talk to you about 2 avalanche apps to keep you safe out in the backcountry this winter and spring.
It's always a good idea to know what the avalanche conditions are like before you venture into the backcountry. Luckily, the Colorado Avalanche Information Center has got you covered. They make this handy app for your Android or iPhone that will tell you daily what the avalanche conditions are for your specific zone in the state of Colorado. So just download the app onto your device, select North San Juan Zone Details, and it'll give you a daily update on avalanche conditions in the mountains surrounding Telluride or any other part of the state.
Hank, where can I find the app?
You can find that app in the Google Play Store if you're an Android user, or in the App Store on your iPhone. And if you don't have a handheld device, you can always look it up at avalanche.state.co.us.
Do you know how often they're updating the app? Or updating the conditions?
They update the conditions every morning. The second app that I'd like to talk to you about isn't an avalanche app per se, but it has a lot of really great features that are pretty useful to backcountry users. The app is called Gaia, and it's a topographical map app that allows you to track yourself using your phone's GPS, and it also allows you to access tons of maps. What's especially useful for backcountry users is its special slope angle shading feature. Anyone who's taken a basic avalanche safety course understands that the steeper a slope is, to a certain degree, the more of a chance it has of avalanching if it has an unstable snowpack on it. And what this app does is it'll actually shade terrain to let you know what the slope angle is, so you can avoid avalanche terrain on those really dangerous days, and so you can understand what the slope angle is of that slope that you want to go ride.
Wow, that's a really cool app, Hank. Is it free?
So while the CAIC app is free, the slope angle shading feature on Gaia does require a monthly or yearly subscription.
Thanks, Hank, and thank you for tuning in to Device Advice, brought to you by Wilkinson Public Library.
Hello and welcome to this mini yoga series in beautiful Telluride, Colorado. My name is Barbara Glansnick, and today we'll be looking at some hip openers that we are going to do seated. This mini series is really designed to provide you with a bunch of easy stretches that you can do throughout the day, and especially today's sequence is very good if you have a desk job and you sit a lot. As always, I want you to focus on the breath, so we're going to inhale and exhale deeply through the nose only. And also I want you to really move with care. So honor where you are today and listen to your body. Okay, let's get cracking. So I want you to sit down on your mat or on the floor, whatever is possible. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me sideways. And we're going to start with the left leg. So the left leg is going to be underneath, and the shin should be as parallel to the front of your mat as possible, or the floor. And then the right leg will step over, and the right heel is somewhat aligned with the left knee. Again, this depends on your flexibility a little bit. Essentially, it's like an open scissors. Then if you check with your sit bones, you should not be tilting to one side. So both sit bones are on the floor. Bring your hands on either side of your feet. Suck the belly in, inhale. Bring your heart forward and lengthen, and on the exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly come down. Come onto your forearms first, or maybe just walk your hands forward. Take another breath. Again, inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, come down a little further. If you're very flexible in your hips, you can bring your forehead onto the mat and just rest here. I would say for up to 5 minutes actually, so you can set your phone timer if you like. However long you stay here, or you can manage to stay here, just focus on the breath. So you're going to take deep inhales and very, very deep exhales to really release any sort of tension that may have built up in your hips. As you're ready, slowly on an inhale, come back up. And then we're going to switch sides. So extend the legs first. And then starting with the right leg, the right shin will come parallel to the front of the mat or to the floor, and then the left leg steps over. And my heel and knee, left heel, right knee are aligned. Then again, look for your sitting bones. You have to somewhat wiggle around a little bit. And then feel that sort of grounding force of the sit bones. As you inhale, lengthen, reach the heart forward, and crawl down. Again, move with care, move with as many breaths as you need. And when you're ready, maybe you can bring your forehead down and just rest here for up to 5 minutes, or at least the same amount of time you had on the other side. And then slowly on your inhale, come up, extend the legs, take a breath, and then move on with your day. So again, here it's very important to focus on your knees. So if there's ever a pinching or painful sensation in your knees, really back off. So move very much with care. The rotation should come deep within the hip joint. So if you feel an opening there, you're right on the money. Thank you so very much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Lost in a strange land, caught up in this game plan, trying to find my way back to the train station. Looking outside, but it's not a place, man, it's a state of mind. Graceland. Heaven is here.
Thanks, Barbara. This is Catherine Warren, and I'm here with Coral and Basie from Telluride's very own reggae band, Niceness. Hi, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Greetings.
It's been a while since I've seen you. What's new in winter of 2019 for Niceness?
Yeah, it's been a creative winter. Our drummer, Mikey G, had shoulder surgery in the fall.
Oh, man.
So we've taken a little break from gigging around town, but we've done a lot of writing and have a bunch of new music. We're excited to debut.
Great.
Yeah, we got some new stuff. And people that are coming to our shows this weekend will hear some of our new stuff. And we're going to be playing for you one of our new songs. And this summer, we're going to go record some of this new material. So we're very excited about all that.
Where are you going to record the new material?
Some of us are going out to San Diego to work with Alex Somerville, who mixed and mastered our album Sunshine. So.
Okay. And so this will be your second album?
Yep.
You're like the real deal now. Legit reggae band with albums and touring and recording.
I prefer illegit, but okay.
So you alluded to the fact that you're playing this Friday at the Sheridan Opera House. New stuff, old stuff, what can people expect on Friday night?
Yeah, we've got a handful of new tunes we're excited to play. And
We'll have horns.
Yeah.
We're all going to be dressed very sartorially. And it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. We haven't played at the Opera House for a while. And the last 2 times we played there, it sold out. So
yes, it did.
Get your tickets now.
And so Mikey got the go-ahead from PT. He's good to play now?
Yep, we've done a few smaller gigs, and yeah, he's still healing up, but we're excited to have our homecoming gig here in town. And
so your warm-up, kind of a warm-up gig last week, you had such an awesome opportunity. You played in Durango opening for the one and only Stephen Marley. What was that like? I can't imagine. That must have been so great.
Yeah, really an honor for them to ask us. And Stephen Marley with his band, they're on tour right now doing an acoustic tour. Mm-hmm. So they reached out to us to see if we would do an acoustic opener. And
it was sparse. We played at the Fort Lewis College Theater, which is this huge auditorium space. Mm-hmm. And it was just the 3 of us, Coral, Mikey G, and myself. And, it was just, we're used to playing with the whole band, 9 pieces and whatnot. And, it was just very stripped down. And it was nice. It was cool.
Yeah, the song we'll play later will kind of be a taste of what that was like, except for we won't have Mikey on the hand drum.
Great. Well, speaking of a stripped down song from Niceness, you guys are going to play now for viewers. Enjoy.
Thanks. So we're going to play a new tune that I wrote this winter, broken down version. Wrote it for a dear woman in my life who's been having a tough go of things, only for a week later to realize I wrote it just as much for myself. So hopefully those of you that need to hear these words, may they reach your heart. Something changed, you're acting different. What a shame, why you so distant? Used to be so full of life. When did you let their words destroy you? Let their judgments all define you, keep you down when you're meant to rise. I know you got your heart torn open, questioning the strength you got inside. Only you could see how brightly you shine. You're doing better than you know. There's so much light inside your soul. You might feel broken, don't lose hope. Don't be so hard on yourself. At times we all need some help. You're doing better than you know. You're doing better than you know. I know you've been feeling low. Don't gotta face this on your own. I'm here by your side. I ain't leaving you alone. There'll always be a brighter day. I know that you will be okay. You've got the strength and you will find your way. I know you got your heart torn open, questioning the strength you got inside. Only you could see how brightly you shine. You're doing better than you know. There's so much light inside your soul. You might feel broken, don't lose hope. Don't be so hard on yourself. At times we all need some help. You're doing better than you know. You're doing better than you know. Cause you got so much to do. You can't let them ruin you. I know it's easy to give up, but just keep fighting. It gets better, I promise you. I've been there and I got through, and looking back, I'm thankful for it all. You're doing better than you know. There's so much light inside your soul. You might feel broken, don't lose hope. Don't be so hard on yourself. At times we all need some help. You're doing better than you know. 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 You're doing better than you know.
Hope you enjoyed that special musical performance we alluded to a bit earlier. Thank you to Coral and Basie for coming in today. Catch Niceness at the Sheridan Opera House this Friday.
Well, Almost Live
is almost over.
But if you missed part of the show, never fear. You can catch us morning, noon, and night on channel 1304 in Telluride and channel 12 in Mountain Village.
Or you can find us on YouTube or Facebook anytime at Telluride TV. So long for now.